goodness, I am so excited. This is the fourth week of the Paper Peg class by Allison Davis. I purchased this about a year ago and I had already made this layout, but I did do this one specifically for this class. I love a good grid. I don't know, I just think that they are so fun. I am not one to do like the pocket page. I never got into that. That kind of came about when I was taking a break from scrapbooking, so I had no idea what it was about. I tried it. Yeah, it wasn't for me. This is the closest thing that you can get to me is for pocket page because you can decorate each one of the grids. So I am doing each one of my little squares is 3 inches square. And I know I have 4 photos here. I only am going to use 3 of them. They're of the twins, and one of them is making this really silly face. I don't know, it's just kind of her mom was saying like, it's hard to capture that on film, but she was able to do it with these photos. So it was really nice. So the base of my grid, it's going to be layered. Some of them are going to have 2 layers, some are going to have 3 layers. I did not want the bright colors as the top layer. I wanted it very subdued, and you're barely going to even see it once I get it all decorated. So the way it is here is how I'm going to glue them together. Each one of the layers is kind of cattywampus. Each one of the photos is on the really colorful paper. And it kind of like, oh, I can't believe I'm going to use that beautiful floral. But you know what? It's just paper. I have plenty of floral paper. So it is what it is. And I'm thinking that I'm going to continue with this patio party uh, 6x6 paper pad until I just am so sick of it. I don't want to do anything else with it. So I totally enjoyed it. And I even had to pull things out of my stash, and I'll kind of go over that when we get there. Okay, the hardest part when you do something kind of cattywampus is getting it on your background paper in the middle. So you got to do the center one first, and everything else comes off the center. So that's what I made sure that I did that. And that is the only one that is not layered. That one is just one layer. I am going to do some hand stitching, and I'll show you here in just a bit. I'm not going to show you doing all the hand stitching. That does get a little old because it takes a while. It probably took me an hour to do it, but I was, watching Netflix, and, Lucifer's back on. So I had to like catch up with what was going on there. So I love that show. I absolutely love it. All right. So here we go. Just trying to make sure. So, the trick of gluing them down is there's one of the squares is going to be like straight on, and there's going to be one that's going to be cattywampus. So whenever you're attaching them to your background paper, the one that is straight on, those are the ones you're actually going to line up. So I'm going to put some white cardstock on top of those 2 squares, and I am not going to do my hand stitching right on the paper. I'm going to take those off, and those are actually going to be on foam tape whenever I finally do glue them down, whenever I do attach them to that bottom layer, the cattywampus layer. So the only papers that you actually see at the top are the white and the it's kind of a mint green with the white polka dots, and then the soft pink with the gold foil butterflies. So one of the things about doing hand stitching is you don't want to have the ATG glue on the edges where you're going to put your needle in and out, because it will be so gummed up. You will be so frustrated. So there was a point in there where I forgot that I was doing that. So I took it off. I just rubbed my finger on the ATG adhesive and it came right up. So I didn't even show any of the stitching at all. I did a back stitch, and this is it all put together. The ones with the white square is on foam tape, so they're a little bit more elevated. I went through the sticker sheet and um, the chipboard that I had for patio party, and I pulled out the things that I wanted to use, but it just wasn't enough. I wanted something in every one of the squares. So I went to my stash that had the pink. See, I went into my pink stash, I went into my yellow stash, and I went into my green stash. And I wanted to make sure that I had each one of those colors in each one of those squares. So that's what I've done. The bug, of course, I don't know if you saw, the bug actually came from the sticker sheet from Patio Party. The little pink banner is actually a die that I had cut. I don't think I've ever used it before, but in her sample, she had something similar to that. And then the yellow sun and the green flower, that was actually in my stash. And everything, like the little square that I'm working on right there, everything came from my stash. For the happy day and the flamingo, that was actually from Patio Party. And you can see the yellow and the mint green and the pink. And that's really what I wanted. The only thing that was a little off was there is that mint green banner, and I put a little phrase on there. It says, "I'm completely happy." And that's kind of a red color, but I'm leaving it. It's looking good right where it is. This Live, Laugh, Love, I thought about putting it on foam tape, but it already has this oh, flare, a button flare. I don't know what they're called, wooden button. And I was trying to show you what it was. It's a white heart, and you can't hardly see. And can you believe my luck? I found this square in my pink stash. I think it came from Rosie's Studio. I think. I don't even know. I don't even know. But I had it, and I thought, oh my gosh, I cannot believe. So it looks like it has some stitching on it. It has gold foil. It has the colors I was looking for. So I disappeared to go look for a sequin. I had this flower here, and I wanted the center to be a large sequin. And I'm actually going to layer two sequins on top. That top one is yellow. You can't even tell. And underneath it is kind of iridescent. It kind of has a little blue color, bluish green color. And now I'm just going to add my final touches with all the sequins. I am going to invest in a sequin picker-upper tool. Oh my goodness, this is getting very old. So I see other people using it on their videos, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I should do that. I should really do that. Yeah, there's all different ones. You can buy some that are like for nail art, like your fingernails. And I think I'm going to invest in that first. They're cheaper than some of the ones that are, I don't know. There's all different prices. So I'm going to give it a go. And it's later in the day, so you see I have my lights on and there's some shadows. So sorry about that, but I wanted to get this done, and I absolutely love it. I love the busyness of it. I just think that this is just, it was so fun to do. It turned out so beautiful. And I just love using up my stash. Yeah, it's kind of what this is about, using up the supplies that you have. So I didn't buy anything new for this, that's for sure. All right, so I think I'm going to show you up close. It goes super duper fast. And at the very end, I do have a still shot of the layout. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to try to get week 5 up for next week. It's always, a guess. I don't ever really know. So I've enjoyed having you guys here, and leave a thumbs up and leave a comment. I'll try to respond back. I don't always get to, but I'll try. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.